Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei and Rias Died Fighting Trihexa and Went Back in Time Part 1. Before we start, please go support Nico FS 2000 for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Chapter 1. Back to the beginning. The battle against the Trihexa was at its climax. At this moment Issei was in a final clash of power with the beast of the apocalypse. Everyone from the alliance was standing aside watching, and there was a worried Rias watching how little by little Issei lost control. Shock, given this he does not hesitate to go to her aid. Rias, where are you going? Akeno asked worriedly. To help Issei, the determined Redeed responded, taking out her wings. Wait, Rias, wait, the black-haired woman said worriedly. Wait, don't go Rias one-sama, she said worriedly as she watched the blue eye take flight. With Issei was trying hard not to lose the clash of power. He was already on his last legs, and then he saw how Rias approached and launched a maximum attack with her power of destruction. What are you doing here, Rias? The brown man asked worriedly. I came to help you, Ice, the Redeed responded to the brunette. No, Rias, listen, get out of here, I'll resist, she said with concern for the Redeed and the brunette. No, Ice, you have no strength left, and I practically can't do much, so if we die, we will die together. At that Issei looks at her with a smile and gives her lover the last kiss before the attack consumes them. Hi to residents. In Issei's room, wake up, if you don't I'll kiss you, that's right, that's the honey-eyed alarm clock. Then Issei wakes up, turns it off, wakes up, and looks around and realizes something. Asia is not faced with this, he says. Where is it like this? Turning her body, she observes that there is someone in her bed. Uncovering her, she realizes that it is Rias who is waking up. Rias, the chestnut tree calls it. Issei, oh, what happened to 666? The Redeed asked with doubt. She is already awake. I don't know, I just know that we woke up here and it's nowhere like that, the brunette said to the Redeed. Oh, and what's going on? Rias couldn't finish because the door opens and they look at the door and see that she is Issei's mother. The woman looks surprised at this and says, Say. Excuse me, Issei comes down to have breakfast, then she leaves. Dad, you won't believe it, I found Issei with a pretty girl, said the chestnut's mother, surprised and happy. You're serious? Ah, that's my son, said her father, proud of his son. In the room with the couple, upon hearing those screams, Rias and Issei felt very nostalgic, but they asked themselves a question. What is happening here? Hey Drake, do you hear me? The chestnut tree called the dragon. Yes, mate, I hear you loud and clear. Upon hearing Drake, the boys relieved themselves a little at that. The Redeed asked. Hey Drake, do you know what's happening? To the question Drake responds. I have an idea, but first why don't you look at your calendar? In response to the Redeed's strange question, she checks it and is surprised, to which Issei says. Hey, what's happening? And this is the day after the fallen angel came to you and I healed you. Remember it. That the brunette is shocked, and when he reacts the only thing he could do is say, Weddy, how is it possible? What is happening, Drake? The brunette asked in shock. What happened to you too is that explosion caused a distortion in space-time and brought you to the past. At this the couple's eyes widen and they say in unison. Quiet, what are you saying, Drake? What you brats heard, said the Red Emperor Dragon. But what happened to the others? Says the Redeed. How's it possible? I'm Drake, tell me you have an explanation, said the exalted brunette. When asked by the two, the dragon responded. I don't know the truth, and from what I have been investigating the booster gear is restarting, and with respect to your world, they technically vanished from there, as if they had never existed. The couple did not expect to receive such information, and were left silently trying to process the information that the dragon just gave him. The first to react was Rias and asked Drake, what are we supposed to do? Nothing, Princess Gremory, just start over and avoid certain events, don't you think? Rias just nodded. In turn Issei enters the conversation and asks. Hey Drake, you said that the booster gear is restarting, why? Well, you see, mate, what happens is that in reality this is not you and neither is Gremory. At this moment, you are in the bodies of the Issei and Rias of this time, and your evil pieces are fusing and mutating to withstand my power. At this Rias is thoughtful, but no less surprised, and Issei, well, he didn't react. Until what question? Does that mean I'm weak again? No, you're not weak, Rias says, hugging him, putting her head between his chest. Exactly, said the Red Emperor Dragon. What are you talking about? Issei asked. You see, companions, the booster gear is not only being reset by the evil pieces, but also our souls are merging, said the dragon. What do you mean, Drake? Rias asked. You see, they will be in those bodies from before, but their power is still intact, that's why the sacred gear reset, Drake explained. I see, Drake, but along with it there are bad things, right? The Redeed asked. Mate, you always leave aside the bad things at these moments, tell us what's going on, said the chestnut. At this Drake says it's not all bad, it's just that with their current bodies, their power won't support it, that's why they are limited. Partner, I would say that if you were in your real body even, you could use your diabolic dragon for days, but given your status, you can only use the balance breaker for 1 month fighting non-stop. As for you, Rias, your power of destruction is very unstable. Now you know what we should do, right? Faced with the Sekiryute's arduous explanation, the couple could only nod while processing the information and say in unison, "Train Drag. That's right, now go down to have breakfast," said the dragon. Yes, they said going down to breakfast. Breakfast is the same as in the canon. Minutes later, Kuo Academy. We see the couple entering the academy while they hear murmurs like, "It can't be, this is not possible," like Ria's senpai, "It's the perverted beast like this with her," among other things. To this Issei says, "Doesn't this make you nostalgic, my Rias?" He says the last thing in a whisper, so that only the redeed hears it, who blushes at what was said in the whisper and responds, "Of course, what memories, by the way, then go to the club, today is when we give you all the explanation." Issei nods his head. "Well, we better go to class, my is," said the redeed, whispering the last thing. "Yes, see you Rias," the brunette replied. After they said goodbye, Rias leaves thinking, "So my Rias, I like it, I really like that possessive word, my is, my beloved is." Hours later, Issei was about to leave the classroom to go to the occult club when he sees two fists go straight to his face. He instinctively turns to the right, dodging the blows and watching his attackers fall to the ground. "You can tell why they are so aggressive today?" Issei asked to his two aggressors who turned out to be his two friends, Mitsuda and Motohama. "And you have the nerve to ask it," said Mitsuda. "What were you doing coming to school with Ria's senpai?" Motohama demanded. "We want an explanation," the two said in unison. "What can I tell you guys, have you ever seen the body of a real naked woman?" Issei said in a mocking tone, retreating to the club, leaving the two perverts crying in I'm style, and saying things like, "Traitor, you are no longer our friend." Minutes later at the occult club. Issei enters the club and surprisingly saw Rias sitting at his desk. It seems that Rias went ahead to the bathroom. "Oh, you finally arrive, Issei." "Haidu-kun," said the redeed. "Of course, Rias senpai, why wouldn't she come?" "How nostalgic this is, Kaneko-chan," without any expression, "the sweet and kind Akeno and my good friend Kiba, that I remember." "Well, because they don't show up," said Rias. "Nice to meet everyone, my name is Haidu Issei," the brunette introduced himself. "Nice to meet you, my name is Kaneko Taojo," the Nekomata said expressionlessly. As expressionless as Always, thought Issei. "Nice to meet you, Issei-kun, my name is Kiba Udo, I hope we get along well," the blonde introduced himself. In that moment, Issei sees how the black-haired girl approaches him. "You need to get closer to him, HMP, I have to take advantage now that it's just me," thought the redeed. "Nice to meet you, Haidu Issei-kun, my name is Himejima Akeno." "Nice to meet you," the black-haired girl introduced herself. "Nice to meet you all," Issei said. "By the way, I can call you Issei-kun, right?" The violet-eyed girl asked. "Of course, and I can call you Akeno, right?" The brunette asked. "Of course, Issei-kun," Akeno said with a slight blush. "Well enough, do you know why he is here?" said Rias. "Of course, he told me at my house, they could explain it to me better," Issei said, feigning ignorance along with Rias. "Of course. An explanation later." "Well, try activating your booster gear," said Rias. "Okay, hey Drag, is it safe to activate the booster gear?" "Well, REBOOTING. Of course mate, the sacred gear is being reset to get used to our current power. Nothing strange will happen if you only use the booster gear or the balance breaker," Drag said in his mental connection. Given what his partner said, Issei continued to activate his longinose, a red gauntlet with points appearing on his left arm. "Incredible," everyone exclaimed. "Very good Is, you were able to activate your sacred gear," said Rias. "Wow, it seems that even though it is restarting, you can use it normally for now," she thought. "Yes, you saw," said the chestnut. "Well, since you showed up, for today except Issei, you can leave." "Okay, but you," everyone said. After everyone has left, Issei approaches Ria's desk and hugs her from behind. "What's wrong?" "Rai-chan, why did you tell them to leave?" asked the brunette. Rias blushed massively at the affectionate nickname said by our protagonist. "What's wrong, maybe I can't spend time with my Is," said the girl, still blushing. "Of course yes," after saying that she gives the redeed a tender kiss. "By the way, what are we going to do with our training?" I don't know Rias, I will take care of your torture, training," said the celestial dragon. At what Drake said, the couple turned pale and the first to react was Issei. "I see then, what are we waiting for, let's start," said the chestnut-haired man. "Walking," said Rias and Drake. Mountains outside Kuo. Issei and Rias were doing physical and resistance exercises. After arriving from the club, Issei was doing push-ups and squats, and Rias was running a lap of the mountain. By the end, Drake says Harry is Gremory, the Gremory Mansion library is available. "Of course Drake, what do you need from that place?" answered the redeed. "Well, you see, I want us to look for some magic books, the use of Tauki and Senjutsu." At what the dragon said, Rias is surprised and Issei decides to intervene in the conversation. "Why do you want those Drake books?" asked a confused brunette. "Because I don't want my bearer to fail in the teleportation of the contracts again, and the book on Tauki is for you, it will help you strengthen your body, and the one on Senjutsu will help you to better perceive presences and the body's reaction to danger," in addition to the fact that they will be able to use many interesting techniques, explained the dragon, for which the couple nods their heads. Well, Rias, go and look for those books please. In the meantime I will teach my partner the technique of traveling between dimensions and worlds that the big red uses. At what the dragon said, Rias nods and leaves. Hey mate, you know that technique, how? Asked the chestnut. Of course I know how. How do you think it went between the human world and the underworld? Apart from that, it is a technique that you can use due to the power of the great red that resides in your body. It is also much better for transportation than magic circles, since it is undetectable. Plus in jutsu, you will be able to hide your presence completely, saying this by Drake. Issei is surprised and nods his head, starting with the training. A few hours had already passed in which Issei learned the technique of dimensional holes, expanded his magical reserves, and learned some basic magic in the understanding of Senjutsu. As for Rias, he was able to further expand his reserves, developing new magical techniques. He focused on the study of Senjutsu, coming to understand the basics, being able to disguise his presence, and improving his senses. At this moment we see how the couple walks towards the high outer residence through the city of Kuo. Hey Rai-chan, do you want us to go have an ice cream? The brunette asked the redeed. Yes, I want to go now, said Rias enthusiastically. Therefore, the brunette holds the redeed's hand, who smiles, happy and blushing, and they went to the ice cream parlor, asking Issei for a chocolate ice cream and strawberry. Rias, enjoying the moment, talking about trivial things, until they decided to return to home. Chapter 2. The Nun and the Magician. Later Haidu residence. Issei's room. Rias and Issei were lying on the bed hugging each other. Rias was lying on the honey-eyed boy's chest. Hey Is, tomorrow you will meet like this, right? The redeed said, caressing her chest. Yes, tomorrow is the day. It is also the fight against Fred, answered the brunette. Although tomorrow after meeting Asia, I will go on a trip. I think I will return just for the fight. Hey, where are you going? Rias asked. To England, Heim, Issei said, lightly caressing the redeed's back, which snuggled into her chest gladly. Why are you going to Europe, Is? Rias asked, looking at him doubtfully. I'll go for my dear magician. Rias. At what the brunette said, Rias opens her eyes, slightly surprised. You will look for Lefay, why will you? If we will find her later anyway, Rias asked. Ara, you're jealous, exclaimed the honey-eyed. At what Issei said, Rias blushes embarrassed and says it's not that, Baka hitting him on her chest although a little. I want to enjoy you as much as I can before the others start getting in the way. Ha, that's why I love you, don't worry, I will always have time for you, you are the first after all. Upon hearing the brunette's words, Rias smiles happily and gives the honey-eyed boy a tender kiss. I love you too, she said happily, becoming more attached to him. Regarding your previous question, I will go look for her, because I don't want her to go through what I went through with the Chaos Brigade, even though her brother has been taking care of her, and I also want her to teach me about magic, Issei explained. Ah, I see, are you going to Pendragon Castle? Rias asked. Sure, Issei responded. After that they ended up falling asleep, without separating because of their position. The next day, Kuo Park. Issei was sitting at the fountain in the park, waiting for Ace to appear. Meanwhile he was having a conversation with his tenant. Hey Drake, any ideas on how to get into Pendragon Castle? The chestnut tree asked the dragon mentally. You can use the dimensional tier and appear in the library. I'm sure she will be there reading some of the books she has. She will be easier for you, said the celestial dragon. You're right mate, but I'll do it when I get to England. I want to surf the clouds, said the honey-eyed. Whatever you want mate, but you better be attentive. I'm coming, said Drake. At that point the brunette looks ahead and sure enough, there she was lying on the ground just like the last time. Oh, I'm so stupid, I always fall, said the green-eyed blonde. You need help, said the brunette helping her up. Nice to meet you, my name is Haidu Issei. Nice to meet you, Issei-san, my name is Asia Argento, said the blonde. You're not from here, right? Issei said, looking at the blonde-haired woman nostalgically, which he did not notice. Yes, in fact they transferred me to the city church, he said like this. Well, then I'll show you the city, and then I'll accompany you to the church, Issei said with a smile. Of course Issei-san, thank you very much, he said with shiny eyes, which Issei noticed and caressed his head. Don't worry like that, Issei said. And so Issei showed Asia the city, going to many places and walking around. They spent a few hours, until they decided to go to church. Outside the church, thank you very much, for what you did for my Issei-san, said the green-eyed girl. It's nothing, I had a great time, said the brunette. We will see each other again, right? I asked like this. Of course it does, said the honey-eyed. Well Issei-san, we'll see you later, said the blonde. See you, Issei said. Drake, how long do you think it will take to get to England? Issei asked. About 3 hours mate, said the Red Emperor. That's enough for me, said Issei, taking out his dragon wings and taking flight towards British lands. Hours later, Pendragon Castle. In the castle library, there was a blonde with blue eyes reading a certain magic book. If she is a girl she was Lefay Pendragon. Wow, Morgana's spells are a bit complicated, said Lefay. Although they are fascinating, Lefay's thoughts were interrupted by a black hole that opened in the library. Becoming alert, she sees a brown-eyed brown man emerge from the portal. honey, which we all already know. Who are you? LeFay asked, taking out her wand ready for whatever she might happen. Hello, I'm Haidu Issei, nice to meet you, you're LeFay Pendragon right? Issei said. That's because? Asked LeFay mist. You see, I am the current Secretary, said the brunette. And what does the current Secretary want with me? LeFay asked. Train me in magic, please, Issei asked on his knees. Please get up, said LeFay, embarrassed by the way she asked. Why would you want me to teach you magic? Because I wouldn't want the beautiful descendant of Morgana LeFay to train me, Issei said with his classic smile. Right away, what do you say? Because I should help you, I don't even know you, said the blonde blushing. Come on, yes please, I promise to help you find your brother. How do you know about that? Said LeFay Sarah. I know a lot, my magician, I know a lot, said Issei. And how will you help me find it? LeFay said, even more blushing than before. We won't look for him, Issei said with his hand on the back of his head. Let's just say that sooner or later we will meet him without the need to do so. How do you know, said the blue eye. I just know it, said Issei, and what do you say, do you accept? It's okay, LeFay said. Well now we will make the pact, do you agree Faye? Asked the chestnut. Yes Issei-sama, said the magician. Well, come closer, said the honey-eyed man as a red magic circle with the symbol of a dragon appeared. You know what to do, right? Yes, she responded as he approached. Well, said the brunette, I Haidu Issei, current Secretary, ordered you LeFay Pendragon to be my slave and live for me. I, LeFay Pendragon, agree to be your slave and I promise to protect and take care of you with my life. Haidu Issei, said LeFay, and then the circle begins to disappear and a mark of a red dragon appears on her right arm. Well, we have finished the ritual, let's go, Issei said, stretching out his hand. Yes, Issei-sama, said the blonde, grabbing Issei's hand and passing through the dimensional tier, appearing in the Kuo Park. Now what are we going to do, Issei-sama, asked LeFay. We will go to the occult club, answered the brunette. The cult club? Asked the girl confused. Yes, it's a club at the school I go to, said Issei, although we are a little special. Special? Asked LeFay, interested in what the chestnut said. Yes, you see, in that club we are all demons, Issei said to the blue-eyed girl with a smile. Demons? She asked again. She was a little afraid. Yes, many things have happened to me, said the honey-eyed. Do you want me to tell you? Of course, Issei-sama, said LeFay, attentive to what the brunette would say. You see, a few days ago I was attacked by a fallen angel, for fear of my sacred gear, said Issei, scratching his nose, and well, a spear of light pierced my stomach. At what the brunette said, the blonde was shocked, and when I was resigned, about to die, Ria's Gremory appeared, and I was reincarnated as a demon. Wow, what a story, said LeFay, surprised with her eyes wide open. I have heard that the Gremories are characterized by the good treatment of their servants, and by the selfless support they give. That's right, you want to meet them, Faye? Issei asked the blonde. Of course, Issei-sama, said LeFay. And so Issei and LeFay headed to the Kuo Academy, specifically the occult club. The cult club. We see Rias doing her daily paperwork with Akeno, who is helping her. Rias, what's wrong with you? You look worried, the black-haired woman said to her and the king's friend. It's okay, Akeno, it's just that this paperwork is stressful, the Redid responded to her queen. I hope Hiss arrives soon. Well, if you don't want to tell me, I respect it, but Akeno couldn't finish because she was interrupted by the door opening, through which Issei and LeFay entered. I'm back, you didn't miss me, or you did, said the brunette sitting in one of the club's armchairs next to LeFay. Very funny, said Rias. Issei-sama, I think she said it, she was too much, said LeFay. Issei-kun, who is your friend? Akeno asked with her typical smile. I see that you managed to convince her, said the blue eye. Nice to meet you, I'm Ria's Gremory. It's a pleasure, I'm LeFay Pendragon, I hope we get along well, the magician responded. Nice to meet you, Faye, I'm Akeno Himejima, said the violet-eyed girl. The pleasure too, Akeno-san, said LeFay. Rias answered your question, of course I was able to convince her. Who you think I am, said the proud brunette. Well, I'm glad you agreed to come with us, Baka LeFay, said the Redid, amused. Hey, the chestnut exclaimed. So Rias Akeno thought, laughing lightly. Thank you, Rias-sama, it didn't take her much to convince me, said the magician. By the way, where are the others? Asked the honey-eyed. In class, they will come in a while, Akeno responded. Where you should be at this moment, although I am glad that LeFay is with us, said Rias. Come on, Rias, don't challenge me, said the brunette with a pout. Problematic girlfriend, Akeno said mockingly, to which she made the two involved blush. But what are you saying, Akeno? Rias said embarrassed. You think I'm problematic? Well, you had a pout on your face. Not at all, you know perfectly well that's not the case, Rias, said Issei, amused by what the two women said. Rias, don't be careless or I can take it from you, Akeno said, amused, with her typical smile. I don't have a problem, Akeno, I am a dragon after all, and they are polygamous, said the brunette, following along with the black-haired girl, who blushes at what the honey-eyed boy said. No matter what happens, I am her first and her favorite, said Rias, puffing out her chest. What do you think, LeFay? I don't know Rias-sama, I don't even know how this conversation got to this point, the magician answered, blushing, which the girls noticed and smiled foxically. Well, I've already changed the subject. Rias, what contracts do we have for today? Asked the chestnut-haired man. You see, today I will delegate to you a contract that I received from Kaneko, said the reed, to which Issei nods his head. By the way, you can talk to the student council so that Lefei can enroll in the academy, Issei asked Rias. Of course, said the reed. By the way, Lefei, where will you live? Asked the sweet Akeno. I don't know, Akeno-san, said Lefei, embarrassed. In my house, of course, said the chestnut. What do you say? Lefei. It's fine with me, Issei-sama, thank you very much. What do you say, Rias, do you agree? Issei asked. Of course, Rias said, embarrassed, because I wouldn't be. Ara, they even live together. You're quick, Rias, hahaha, Akeno said, laughing mockingly. And tell me, do they sleep together? Shut up, Akeno, said Rias, blushing massively. At what the violet-eyed girl said, Issei could only laugh with amusement, and Lefei watched the behavior of the two girls with intrigue. Ara, I also want to live with Issei-kun, Akeno said with a pout. Believe me, Akeno, it will soon come true for you, said Issei, following the juice. Akeno, who blushed at what the brunette said, while Rias jealously watched the two boys talking, and Lefei looked at Issei with a question. Wow, Issei-sama, we will have to teach him how to behave, Lefei said, amused. Rias-sama doesn't believe it. I agree, Lefei said Rias with a macabre smile. Come on, we're just joking, Issei said sadly. Ara, possessive women, Akeno said, receiving a withering look from Rias and an embarrassed one from Lefei. What do you say, Akeno-san? Said Lefei with his head bowed. Come on, Lefei, don't be embarrassed, I was just joking, Akeno said with her typical smile. Well, Akeno, we will go talk to Sona about the inscription of Lefei, said Rias getting up from the desk. It's okay, Rias, let's go, said the violet-eyed girl. See you, said Rias, giving him a tender kiss. By the way, when we're all there, call me Butchu, at least here, for now, you know why, right? Yes, I know, I agree, Rias, the brunette replied to the reed. Ara, well, see you later, Issei-kun, Lefei said the black-haired woman, retiring next to Rias. See you, Akeno-san, the two said in unison. So Rias and Akeno went to the student council. Minutes later, we see Rias and Akeno enter the club. Well, Lefei, you are already enrolled, tomorrow will be your first day, said Rias, going to sit at her desk. You will be in the same class as Issei. Very good, I thank you, Rias-sama, said Lefei. Very well, I'll go make some tea, Akeno said with her typical smile. Very good, are you prepared for today, Rias asked the chestnut tree. Of course, Rias trusts me, answered the honey-eyed. Minutes later, Akeno returns with the tea already prepared, and Kiba and Kaneko arrive at the club. Very good, Kiba, Kaneko, introduce yourself, said Rias. Yes, Butchu, they responded in unison. Nice to meet you, my name is Kiba Udo, the blonde introduced himself. My name is Kaneko Taojo, I hope we get along well, said the expressionless Kaneko. It's a pleasure to meet you, my name is Lefei Pendragon, I hope we get along well, the blue-eyed girl responded. Pendragon, are you a descendant of King Arthur? Kiba asked. That's right, Kiba-san, I am a descendant of King Arthur and Morgana, Lefei the blonde answered. And what does someone like you do with us? Kaneko asked. Come on, Kaneko-chan, don't be so cold, Issei said, while Kaneko looked away. Well, Issei-sama looked for me, and here I am, the blonde responded to the Nekomata. And why did you look for her, Issei-senpai? Kaneko asked. You see, Kaneko-chan, Lefei, she is currently the magician with the greatest potential there can be, that's why I brought her here, and she is also my first servant, Issei responded with a smile. As? They all said in unison. Is-kun, how is it possible that she is your servant? Kiba asked. You see, Udo, Issei, as the current Sekiryuite, can make a pact with the people he considers and transforms them into his slaves. Rias responded to the question of his knight, to which he and the others nodded. I see, well, Lefei, take care of this pervert, said Kaneko, looking suspiciously at Issei. Hey, Issei tried to defend himself. Yes, Kaneko-san, said Lefei, amused by what the Kohyui said. Well, are you ready for your contract? Rias asked the chestnut tree. Of course, Butchu, Issei responded to his beloved's question, you'll see that I'll be back right away. I hope so, Issei said the reed, and I hope you don't go too far with the deal, understood? Yes, Butchu answered the honey-eyed Lefei, wait for me here, yes. Okay, Issei-sama, the blonde replied. Well, I'm leaving, said Issei, leaving the club. Do you think it's okay with the Butchu contract? Akeno asked with concern. Of course he will manage to fulfill the contract, Akeno, it is my beautiful pawn that we are dealing with. Speaking, Rias responded to his friend and queen. Well, if you say so, said the black-haired woman. Chapter 3. Confrontation and Union. House confrontation with Fred. We see Issei arriving at the house where his confrontation against Fred will be. Hey Drake, how's the sacred gear going? The chestnut asked his partner. I think she will be ready for the ranting game against the Phonex, said the Red Emperor Dragon. By the way, your evil pieces finished fusing, at this moment they are starting to mutate partner. Excellent Drake, it's good news to know that I'll be able to beat up the Akatori hahaha. The honey-eyed man laughed. You're ready, mate. Of course mate, replied Drake. After that talk, Issei prepared to enter the house, finding a trail of blood and bodies all over the room. Damn, it seems even worse to me than the last time, thought the brunette. Well, what do we have here? A little demon, said the exorcist. Since you are going to die soon, I will give you the honor of knowing my name. I am Frex Elsenajajahaja. Wow, his laugh still irritates me, thought Issei. What does this mean? I was just cleaning up the trash. Humans who make pacts with demons deserve death, Fred answered. Bastard, Issei responded furiously. Don't worry, you'll be with them soon, little demon, said Fred, launching himself to attack. Issei turned to the left, dodging a thrust from the exorcist's sword, and jumped back, dodging the shot from the exorcist's pistol. Wow, you're clever, little demon, said Fred with his typical totally crazy face. He still has that sadistic face. I hope this works. I haven't perfected it yet. Your last words, Fred, said the brunette, rapping his fist with Taki. My last words, don't make me, but he couldn't finish because he saw how Issei appeared behind him, giving him a strong blow on the cheek, sending him flying crashing against the wall. At what moment did he move? I didn't notice his movement, he thought to Fred, starting to take Issei seriously. You are better than I thought, little demon. Fred shot him with his pistol. Issei only moved to the right to dodge one of the bullets, and then returned to his place dodging another. Taking advantage of the distraction, Fred attacked Issei from behind with a thrust of his sword, but Issei activated his booster gear, blocking the exorcist's attack, boost, after his increases, taking advantage of Fred's surprise. The brunette rejected the sword and gave a strong blow to the exorcist's stomach, sending him against a piece of furniture, destroying it in the process. That's all? Asked the honey-eyed. Wow, you're stronger than I thought, little demon, but it won't be enough, said Fred. The exorcist was about to attack the brunette, but what does this mean, Mr. Fred? He asked as he entered the place. Asia, said Issei, looking at the blonde. Issei-san, what are you doing here? Asked the green-eye. Asia-chan, he is a little demon. Our job is to eliminate them, said the exorcist. Issei-san, a demon? I asked, confused. It's true, I'm a demon, said Issei. There are many things you don't know about me. That's right, Chan, so get away and let me eliminate him, said the exorcist, going to attack Issei, but Asia got in the way. What are you doing, so Chan? Fred asked with annoyance. I won't let you hurt him, even if Issei-san is a demon. He's not a bad person, said the blonde, defending the brunette. How dare you interfere, Asia-chan, said Fred psychopathement. The exorcist was about to grab Asia to punish her for intervening until boost. Before Fred grabs her by the neck, she grabs him, bending him, causing the exorcist to scream in pain. I won't allow you to lay a hand on Asia, said Issei, giving him a kick that sent him crashing against a wall. At this, Asia blushes. Thank you, Issei-san, she said, still blushing. You're welcome, said the brunette. Minutes before in the occult club. Rias, you felt that presence, Akeno said to his king. He is close to Issei-kun. Of course yes, said Rias unconcerned. How can you be so carefree? Akeno responded to what the retard said. We have to go help him, but you, said Kiba. That's right, Kaneko, support. I never said we wouldn't go. Akeno prepares the magic circle while I finish the paperwork, said the blue-eyed girl. Okay, Akeno responded, going to prepare the magic circle. It's ready, Akeno said. Very well, let's go, said Rias. Yes, but you, everyone said. Wow, we'll wait here, yes, Rias said to the magician. It's okay, Rias-sama, the Pendragon heiress responded. In the fight, we see how a magic circle appears from which Kiba and Kaneko emerge. We have come to help you, Issei-kun, Kiba said, creating a demonic sword ready to attack with Kaneko next to him, but he stopped when he saw everything destroyed. What happened here, Issei-kun? Kiba asked. I see that we can go now, said Rias, appearing from the magic circle next to Akeno. Of course, but you, Issei responded with a hand on the back of his head. Wow, hell, I'll make a strategic retreat, disappearing with a light bomb. Answering your question, Kiba, he was just a party pooper, Issei responded to the blonde's question. I see, Kaneko responded. You always knew I wouldn't have problems. Hey Rias, others may believe the story, but I won't, Akeno said to herself. Well, it's time to go. Fallen angels are coming, said the retard. It's okay, but you, Issei said. Well, we'll see you later, retiring in a magic circle with the Gremory group. See you soon, Issei-san, he said like this. Back in the occult club, we see a magic circle appear where all the members of the Gremory group appear. Issei-sama, what happened? Asked Lefei. Are you okay? Yes, Lefei, it was just a small fight. I like that you worry about me, said the brunette to the blonde, who blushed at what Issei said. Well, what happened? Rias asked. Not much, but you, he was just a psychopathic exorcist, the honey-eyed man responded to the blue-eyed girl's question. I see, well you were lucky, said the retard, following along. You're lucky, Issei-kun, said Kiba. Of course, Kiba, the brunette answered carefree. Yes, of course, you have more power than you show, Issei Kunakeno thought, blushing, imagining different scenarios where the brunette dominates her. And now what will we do, Issei-sama, the magician asked. I don't know, my magician said Issei. Are there more contracts but you? No Issei, we can't withdraw anymore, said Rias, looking jealously at Lefei because of how Is referred to her. Very well, we say goodbye, said Kiba and Kaneko, leaving Issei, Rias, Akeno and Lefei in the club. Very good Issei-kun, you're not fooling me, how much power do you have? Akeno asked. Come on, Akeno, it's not a big deal, it's just the power that I have achieved by entering with Rias. Issei responded to the violet-eyed girl's question. That's right, said Rias, affirming what the brunette said. Great, you must be very powerful, Issei-sama, said the blonde magician. Of course yes, the brunette replied. Ara, Rias training the future husband, Akeno said, amused. What are you saying, Akeno? Rias said, blushing, much to the amusement of the black-haired girl. Well now, what are we going to do, Rias? The chestnut asked. Well, we'll go home, said the retard. Well, I'll retire until tomorrow, Issei-kun, Akeno said, blushing. See you tomorrow, Akeno. The brunette said goodbye to the violet-eyed girl, who was leaving the club. Rias, we will go to train, right? Asked the chestnut. Of course, said the demon. Are you ready, Lefei, said the honey-eyed. Of course, Issei-sama, said the magician. Very good, then let's go, said the retard. Okay, the two said in unison, leaving the club. Mountains outskirts of Kuo. There are Issei, Rias and Lefei arriving at the mountains where Issei and Rias trained last time. Well, partner, how will we start training? Issei asked Drake. We will start with polishing your magic, in which Lependragon will help you, then in perfecting the domination of Taki and Senjutsu, since, in the latter, you are more behind than the Gremory. As for Uria's Gremory, you will meditate, explained the dragon. Okay, Drake, said the honey-eyed. The meditate? Asked Rias, confused. That's right, it will help you increase your power of destruction and use it more efficiently. What you have to do is concentrate all the power of destruction to such a point that the aura is almost imperceptible, and then release it suddenly with full power at the moment you need it. This will help you increase your power of destruction, for example. Therefore, you will be more powerful. Secondly, it will help you produce much more powerful attacks, and finally those attacks will be efficient, since it will also help you with the energy waste that is generated when you attack with your demonic power, Drake explained to the retard. Oh, Drake, I understand that will be very beneficial, said Rias enthusiastically. Maybe don't trust yourself because as you may have noticed I only gave you that training, well I gave Issei more, do you know what it means? Said the dragon. Yes, it will be a very hard training, Rias responded, but that is precisely why I am anxious. Okay, for now you will continue that training until the raiding game against the Phonex, clarified the Red Emperor dragon. Ahaha, Rias laughed even more motivated. I can't wait until the raiding game. Well, let's separate, Issei, we will go to the west, don't go too far, as for you Rias, you will go a few kilometers to the south, if what I think happens, we will need a little distance, instructed the dragon. Yes, they said in unison. But Issei. Well Issei-sama, as you know, magic is based on calculations, said Lefei to the brunette. That's right, said the honey-eyed. With what we start, you will teach me to control my magic better, or better yet, you will teach me some spell. Not exactly, said Lefei, taking out a book and giving it to Issei. What is this? Issei asked with doubt. Maybe you will make me read, Lefei. That's right, Issei-sama, the blue-eyed girl responded. The best way to learn to use magic is to know the different calculations of each magic, then use it or even be able to combine different calculations. This helps you create new spells, explained the mage Pendragon. Okay, said the brunette with reluctance, I'll be able to read this book. Very well Issei-sama, as I have planned, we will be training for 3 hours before returning home for dinner, so, I want you to read as much as you can of the book in half an hour, then you will increase your magical reserves, as well that Rias-sama with meditation and manifesting your magical power in your body. Then in the other 2 hours you will take care of the other training, Lefei explained to the brunette. It's okay, Lefei, now I'll start, the honey-eyed man responded. With Rias was sitting in a lotus position to be able to expel her power. A few minutes later she managed to expel a great power which destroyed everything around her. Upon realizing this, the retard tried to concentrate her power so that it would not cause destruction around her, achieving this. After several attempts, Rias knew that it was going to be complicated and risky to try to control her power in that way, since expelling almost half of her power and concentrating it in her body, making the aura almost imperceptible, is difficult. That's why he decided to master it little by little. After a few moments Rias realized how her aura was decreasing, but it became very intense until it began to get out of control, so Rias decided to stop expelling power of destruction. After a few hours we see the 3 boys returning home. As for Issei, she was able to learn the basic calculations of magic, increase her magical reserves, gain better control over her Taki, being able to manifest it in all of her body, and improve her senses and reaction by using of Senjutsu. As for Rias, I can only master her training by 10% since I noticed that, when trying to concentrate more than that amount of her power of destruction, her aura began to get out of control and destroy everything around her, but also thank you to that, he was able to increase it and manifest it in a better way. Haidu residence. We see Issei, Rias and Lefei entering the house where their mother receives them. Oh, they're here, come, dinner's here, said the woman. By the way, son, who is the beautiful blonde girl? Okasama, this is Lefei, said the brunette. Nice to meet you, Lefei-chan, I'm Issei's mother, said the woman. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Haidu, my name is Lefei Pendragon, the blonde replied. Okasama, she can stay here, she happens to be an exchange student and she has nowhere to stay, Rias asked. Of course, Rias-chan, I'm excited that the family is getting bigger, the woman responded. After Lefei's presentation, the meal was normal until everyone retired to sleep. Well, Lefei-chan, you can stay in the guest room. Yes, thank you very much, grateful Lefei, to retire to her room. Issei's room. We see Issei lying on his bed, thinking that tomorrow will be the fight with Rainer, but he was taken out of his thoughts when the door opens and Rias enters with a white robe. Now, I finished showering, said Rias, slowly approaching the chestnut-haired man. I see, Rias, Issei said, swallowing saliva as he watched a blue-eyed girl approach. Something's wrong, Issei, Rias said mischievously, arriving next to him. Nothing, Rias, you just look very beautiful, said Issei, blushing. Thank you, Issei, said Rias, who approached Issei's ear and said seductively, you know, this beauty is only yours, my Issei. I know, Rai, but he couldn't finish because he was silenced by a passionate kiss from the Retid, which Issei gladly reciprocated, turning into a clash of tongues. You know, said the Retid, throwing Issei onto the bed and putting a magic circle of sound on the door. I've been waiting a long time for this, sitting on top of the blushing brunette while she took off her robe. You laugh, what are you doing? Issei said, extremely nervous and blushing. What do I do, isn't it obvious, said Rias, to begin kissing the neck of the honey-eyed boy, who let himself be carried away by the pleasure. I want us to finally be one. Do not tempt the dragon, my beloved Rias, Issei said, changing her position, leaving him on top of her. Yes, please Issei, I have been waiting a lifetime for this, and now that we return to the past I don't want to wait any longer, Rias said lustfully, I want to take advantage of you as much as possible, while it's just me. If you want it that way, it will be the best night of your life, Issei said to the blushing Retid. Lemon skipped, please read it on website. I love you, my beautiful princess, said Issei, giving the Retid a kiss. I love you too, my stallion dragon, said Rias in return. After the event they were embraced, fast asleep, with smiles on their faces. Chapter 4. New servants. The next day, we see how the sun's rays invade the couple's room, causing the chestnut tree to wake up. Damn son, said the sleepy honey-eyed. After waking up completely he realizes that his chest is heavy, to which he observes why, seeing his beloved Retid sleeping on him, the brunette gives a happy smile and begins to caress her hair that he likes so much. A few seconds later Rias began to wake up. Good morning, my love, Rias said sleepily, giving the brunette a sweet kiss. Good morning, princess, how did you sleep? Issei asked, hugging her and bringing her closer to her chest, resting her head on the wonderful, happy, and you? Rias responded, snuggling closer to him. What's happening? Issei asked, courting her. It happens that I love you, I love you, I love you very much, Rias said happily. I never want to separate myself from you, ever, I want to be like this all day and forever. Me too, you are my life and I want to enjoy it, said the brunette with a smile. For the moment I can fulfill it for you, until breakfast is ready. Yes, I want to be with you like this always, said the Retid. What are you going to do with Rainer? I think I'll play with her a little, answered the honey-eyed. What are you talking about? Rias asked doubtfully. I'll fight using pheromones, let's see how she reacts, the brunette replied. Do you want to change history, Rias asked, looking at him suspiciously. Come on, it will be interesting, and if something happens it will be a good addition for future fights, said Issei. And what will you do if you manage to master it? Rias asked doubtfully. I will make a pact with her, she will be my second slave, Issei said smiling. Will you make a pact as the security like you did with Faye? Rias asked. That's right, said Issei. Hey, what's that mark you have on your right arm, said Issei, asking the Retid, who looks doubtfully at her right arm, being surprised. Hey, what is that mark? Rias asked. Is it a dragon? I can answer that question, Drake said to the couple. Oh, mate, tell me what it is, said the chestnut to the dragon. You see, mate, that mark appeared because by becoming one, it symbolizes their union, it makes her yours, and only yours, no other man can touch her. By doing it with bad intentions, the mark reacts by emanating a little of your power, protecting her, and at worst, in most cases the mark teleports you to it. You can also emanate that power on your own Grimoire, since having done the act, it turned you into a dragon, and the more you use that power your body will assimilate it, converting it up to 50% dragon, 50% demon, Drake explained. Great, they both said in unison. It is the mark of love, said Rias, kissing her chestnut tree. Issei, Rias-chan, go down and eat breakfast, called the chestnut tree's mother. At the call of their mother, Rias and Issei got dressed and went down with a smile to eat breakfast, and downstairs they greeted Lefay and her parents and dedicated themselves to eating breakfast and talking about trivial things. Minutes later we see Rias, Lefay and Issei walking towards the academy. The Redeed was with a smile attached to the brunette's right arm, Issei was in the middle and Lefay on his left side, looking at them with suspicion because of their happy face. "Now tell me Issei-sama, Rias-sama, why are you so happy?" said the magician. Maybe Lefay is very noticeable," said Rias mischievously. "In fact, you look like a schoolgirl." Rias-sama said Lefay mischievously. "What did you do last night?" At what the blonde said, they both blushed. "We finally became one," Lefay said Rias happily. "I see, I congratulate you," said Lefay, bowing his head. "Don't worry, Faye, Issei is a dragon and they are polygamous," said the blue-eyed girl, amused. This makes Lefay blush and brings a funny smile to the brunette. "I don't know what Rias-sama is referring to," Lefay said, embarrassed, turning her head to one side of her. At this, Issei caressed her head, so the blonde looked at him. "Don't worry Faye," Issei said with a smile. "Let's go to the academy." "Yes, Issei-sama," said Lefay, smiling and grabbing the honey-eyed boy's left arm. This surprised Rias a little and made the brunette very happy. "Go academy." "Well students, today we have a new student," said the teacher. "Let her be a pretty girl," the boy said. "Let it be a boy," said the girls. "Very good, you can come in," said the teacher, seeing a beautiful blonde girl with blue eyes enter. "Whoa," said the boys. "Nice to meet you, my name is Lefay Pendragon, I hope we get along well, and now I am residing in Haidu Issei's house," said the blonde introducing herself. But they all said looking at the brunette with murderous faces, which he dismissed. "Well, you can go sit down," said the teacher. "It's okay," said Lefay, going to sit next to the chestnut tree, which generated even more murderous looks towards him. Classes continued as normal until it was time to go to the club and we see the brunette and the magician leaving the classroom. "Very well Issei-sama, let's go to the club," said Lefay to the honey-eyed. "Come on, Faye, I have to do some things," the brunette replied. "Very good, see you," said Lefay, leaving. "See you," said Issei. "Well, it's time to go through Asia. Guo Park." We see Issei walking to where he would meet the blonde. "I wonder if this will be okay," thought the brunette. Issei-san. At what he heard, the honey-eyed man turned to see the person who was calling him, seeing the blonde, then he runs to hug her. "Asia, you're fine," said Issei, releasing Oji Verdi. "Yes Issei-san," he said with a smile. "Well, let's have fun," said Issei, grabbing Asia. Taking it around town and to games, spending the day having fun. After that they returned to the park and sat on a bench. "Thank you very much Issei-san, she is very kind," the blonde thanked. "You're welcome, we are friends after all," the brunette replied. "Friends," said the blonde with shining eyes. "Yes, we are friends Issei-san. You know, Issei-san, you are the first friend I have," he said sadly. "Everyone despised me for my special power and distanced themselves from me, that's why I'm happy." "Don't worry, I will always be there for you," said Issei, hugging the blonde. "Asia, it's time to go," said a black-haired woman with fabrics, which I don't know if you can call them clothes. "Rainer-sama," he said. "Wow, Rainer-chan, I missed you, you came to apologize and tell me how much you love me," Issei said sarcastically, emanating an imperceptible red aura from his body. "Shut up, dirty demon, you should be dead," Rainer said furiously. "A dirty demon like you has no right to say my name." "Come on Ray-chan, maybe it doesn't mean anything to you," said Issei, increasing his imperceptible aura a little. "Not at all, just to kill you. Now go away if you don't want me to kill you again," Rainer said, furious and intimidated by the boy's presence. "What the hell is wrong with me? Your presence makes me feel strange, like excited. No, that can't be it." "Wow, it's working," thought the brunette. "I won't let you take her away." Issei surrounded his body with Taki and increased his imperceptible dragon aura even more, affecting the fall even more due to the dragon pheromones. "Then die," said the fall, taking out its wings and launching a spear of light. "You don't like them a lot, don't you?" Issei said, stepping aside, taking the spear with his hands wrapped in Taki. This action sent Is flying a few meters, compassing himself. He turned around, returning the spear to Rainer. The surprised fallen woman was barely able to dodge it. "How the hell did he do that?" Rainer said, surprised and blushing for a reason she didn't know. "Wow, your breasts are very soft," Issei said behind the fallen woman, squeezing her breasts. The black-haired woman watched blushing as the brunette massaged her breasts. At this, Rainer abruptly separated from the honey-eyed man. "What do you think you're doing, pervert?" said the fallen woman, excited and blushing. "I can't believe it, I should want to kill him, but not the other way around. I like that he touched me." "Come on, when you killed me I could only see them, I just wanted to touch them, and for you to feel the pleasure of a dragon's touch," said the brunette amused, increasing his aura. "What are you talking about?" Rainer said brokenly and even more affected. "Have you not wondered why you feel that way when you are in my presence?" Issei said, smiling like crazy, approaching the fallen woman. "Are you causing this to me?" the black-haired girl asked with doubt. "Of course, Ray-chan," said the brunette with a smile. "Basically, I'm making you want me because of the pheromones that I send to you through my dragon aura." Damn bastard Rainer was about to attack him, but was interrupted by the brunette who at high speed got in front of her. "Come on, Ray-chan, you didn't miss me one bit," said the honey-eyed boy, amused, caressing the black-haired girl's cheek. As for her, she was paralyzed, surprised and excited by the boy's action. "Issei, the fool was trying to say no, don't touch me," hitting the brunette with his chin, sending him flying, taking flight, appearing above him and throwing a spear of light at him, sending him crashing to the ground. "Finally you die," said the black-haired woman with slight sadness. "What's wrong with me? I don't believe it, Issei-kun, he's managing to dominate me. Wait, Issei-kun," thought the fool, blushing. "Wow, how violent you got," said Issei, emerging unharmed from the smoke of the explosion. "Issei-kun, you're fine," Rainer said, a little relieved. "Wait, how you survived?" Die already throwing another spear of blushing light, trying to remedy what was said before, but Issei only dodged it by turning to the right. "So Issei-kun, huh?" Issei murmured. "That's none of your business," Issei said, reaching behind her, giving her a strong blow to her neck, leaving her knocked out. "Well, I'm done," Issei said, grabbing Rainer's body and going where she grabbed him. "Issei-san, you're incredible," said the nun, "but what will you do with Rainer?" "Now we will go home, I want to talk to you there," said Issei, grabbing Asia, a red magic circle appearing, with the symbol of a red dragon. "Hi to residence." Issei's room. We see a magic circle from which Issei, Asia and an unconscious Rainer come out, leaving her on the bed, proceeding to sit down and talk to Asia. "Asia, you're in danger," Issei said seriously. "What is Issei-san referring to?" I ask like this. "Well, the fallen angels are looking for you for your sacred gear," Issei responded. "What do you suggest Issei-san do?" asked the blonde. "Do you want to become a demon like that?" The chestnut threw the bomb. "A demon?" asked Asia. "If this way you will be protected, and I can assure you that Rias will gladly accept you, they are excellent people," said the honey-eyed man to the blonde. "Well, if I can be with Issei, I accept," said the nun with a smile. "Well then, let's go, I'll take you to meet them," Issei said, grabbing Asia's hand, making a magic circle appear, disappearing from the room. The cult club. We see a slightly worried Rias, finishing paperwork. Next to her was Akeno and sitting in the armchair Lefei. Suddenly they see a red magic circle, with the symbol of a red dragon. At this Rias smiles. Lefei is amazed because of what the magic circle was like, knowing who it belonged to, of course, and finally, a surprised and attentive Akeno to see who came out of it, being even more surprised to see how Issei and a blonde-haired girl came out of the circle. "This," said Rias, rushing to hug the brunette. "You took a long time." "Sorry, I missed you too," hugging the retreat closer, but. "Oh, yes," said the blue-eyed girl, separating herself from him, blushing. Ara, did you miss him?" Akeno asked mockingly. "Well, who is she?" Rias asked, feigning ignorance. "It's a pleasure to meet you, my name is Asia Argento," said the green-eyed girl. "Nice to meet you, I'm Rias Gremory," the retreat introduced herself. "I'm Akeno Himejima, nice to have," said the black-haired girl. "Nice to meet you, my name is Lefei Pendragon, I hope we get along well," the magician introduced herself. "Well, Issei, what do you need?" said the retreat. "You see, this is how he wants to join your entourage," Issei said to the blue-eyed girl. "That's true," said Rias, looking at Asia. "That's right, Rias-sama," the nervous blonde responded. "And how would she help us?" Rias asked. "You see, Rias, Asia has a sacred healing gear, I had already told you about it playing along with the retreat." True, said the blue-eyed girl. "Well, you're ready?" Grabbing a bishop piece. "Yes," he said like this. Suddenly a magic circle from the Gremory clan appears in Asia, and Rias gives him the bishop piece to keep on her chest. "I, Rias Gremory, order you by name, so Argento will be my slave. As your new mistress, I grant you a new life," said Rias, beginning the ritual. "I, Asia Argento, I agree to be your slave, and I promise to follow you," said the blonde, finishing the ritual. "Welcome to the Asian family," said Rias. "Welcome, Asia-chan," said Akeno. "Hey, by the way, where are Kaneko and Kiba?" the chestnut asked doubtfully. "Making contracts," answered the retreat. "You took a long time doing what you had to do," Issei-sama. Lefei followed. "Well, then call them, we will go attack the church," Issei said seriously. "Hey, who is the king here?" Rias complained, pouting, which the brunette liked. Ara, Issei giving orders," Akeno said, blushing with a finger on her chin. "Issei-sama, don't be hasty," Lefei contributed. "Maybe not now, later," said Issei, appearing a magic circle. "Wait, where are you going?" Rias asked. "I have Rainer at home, I'm going to interrogate her, then I'll tell you, see you," Issei said, disappearing. "So, what happened in the fight?" Rias asked curiously. "You see, he said, thus telling her everything that happened and how Issei ended up knocking out the fallen angel, and they went to his house." "Ah, I see how that happened," said Rias thoughtfully. "This kun is improving fast," Akeno said with pride for his Kohyui. "Yes, in fact Issei-sama, he is powerful," Lefei said with a smile. Then Rias proceeded to call the rest of his entourage. "Hi to residence." Issei's room. We see Issei appearing in her room, he looks towards the bed and sees that Rainer is still asleep, to which the brunette smiles maliciously and approaches to wake her up, grabbing her breasts, the fool gives a slight moan and begins to wake up. "What happened?" she said sleepily, watching how Issei massaged her breasts. What are you doing? Pervert, said the excited black-haired woman, pushing Issei, throwing him to the ground. Well, until you finally wake up, said the brunette, don't get your hopes up. Ours can only be carnal, I don't love you. HMP, I say the same, said Rainer, looking to the side. Where am I? Did you kidnap me? Please Ray-chan, I don't even have you tied up, although I could, Issei said, smiling maliciously, which made the fallen girl feel a chill. So what do I do in this place? Rainer asked, confused. I want you to answer some questions and make you a proposal. Depending on what you decide, you will come out alive or I will kill you here, Issei said seriously. What other option do I have, said Rainer. Well, what do you want to know? Because you killed me? Issei asked. Because they ordered me to, answered the fallen angel. Who ordered it to you? The honey-eyed man asked again. The KBL ordered it to me, the black-haired woman responded. Did you have a good time with me? Issei asked, approaching the black-haired girl. What is that question about? Rainer asked, nervous about Issei's approach. I just want to know if you had a good time, if you wanted to kill me or not, if you felt regret when you did it, if you regret doing it. He launched a sea of questions that surprised Rainer. Well, let's see, Issei-kun, I didn't want to kill you, I had a great time, in fact I keep the bracelet you gave me, said the black-haired girl, looking at the bracelet with a smile. And if I also regret doing it, Rainer said, getting closer to the honey-eyed. Well, now I'll make you the proposal, said Issei, looking into the eyes of the fall several feet away. What will it be? Asked the fallen one, looking into his eyes with a longing look. Do you want to make a pact with me? Issei asked. A pact? Asked the strange black-haired girl, lying down on the bed. Well, I will explain it to you, pay attention, it is a master-slave pact, of course, being my slave, you will have to do what I say, and if you try to betray me or attack me, the mark of the pact will make you feel pain worse than death. I offer you a house, live in peace and rebuild your life, and if you don't want to, I'll kill you here, said the brunette. What do you say, Ray-chan, do you accept? I have no other choice, I accept, Issei-kun, said the fallen one mischievously. Very good, let's begin, said the honey eye, giving a note to the black eye, the magic circle appearing, beginning the ritual. I do Issei, current Securite, ordered you, fallen angel Rainer, to be my slave and to be faithful to me forever. I, Rainer, agree to be your slave, and I promise to take care of you and protect you forever, said Rainer. Okay, now to finish the pact, Issei gives a tender kiss to the fall, while the magic circle disappeared, which was so surprised that she fell out of bed. That was necessary, Issei-kun, said Rainer, blushing. No, said the brunette with a smile. Oh, the mark appeared on my right arm. That's right, Issei said. Well, Rainer, wait for me here, we will attack the church. Seriously, Rainer said, surprised. Yes, please don't leave my room, said the honey-eyed girl to the black-eyed girl. It's okay, Rainer said, then Issei disappeared towards the club. Chapter 5. Plucking a crow. The cult club. We see a magic circle appear from which Issei comes out. Well, are you ready? Issei asked. Ready for Issei-kun? Kiba asked. Issei-senpai, why do you appear with that magic circle and not with the family one? Kaneko asked. Ready to attack the churches where the fallen angels are, Rias, but you didn't tell them anything. Said the brunette to his friend, and with respect to your question, Kaneko-chan, I used this magic circle because when I tested to use the family one it didn't work due to my few magical reserves, and that's why I used the Securite one, until I did the ritual again. I see, Kaneko said. No, I haven't told them anything, I was waiting for you, said the redeed. By the way, how did it go? Were you able to make the pact? I see, said the honey-eyed. If I was able to make the pact, I already have my second slave. Well, I hope we don't regret it, said Rias. Congratulations, Issei-sen, said Asia, congratulating the brunette. Congratulations, Issei-sama, said the magician. Congratulations, Is-kun senpai, said the blonde and the Nekomata in unison. Ara, I also want to make a pact with you, Is-kun Akeno said seductively. We will do it soon, Akeno, but it will be more fun than a simple ritual, said the brunette, following the game and blushing in the process, even to Rias, who involuntarily touched her right arm. Very good, my magician, will you come with us? Issei asked LeFei, who blushed at the term used. What does it say? Issei-sama, said the blonde, turning her head to the side. Of course I will go, we are a team, right? It seems perfect to me, said the brunette, caressing his head. Well, since we're all here, Rias said, interrupting Issei, looking at him jealously, to which he smiled. How are we going to attack? Well, according to what Issei-sama told us, they were after Asia, said LeFei. Yes, LeFei-san, now that Issei-kun brought her, it will be easier to attack than if they had her. Kiba contributed. Well, Rainer is out, since he is with said Rias. That's right now he's at home, said the brunette. So, according to what Issei-sama and Asia told us, in that church there are Kaloriner, Middle, Denesiegi and Fred, who is on her side, isn't that right, Issei-sama? LeFei said. Asked. That's LeFei-chan, Issei said to the magician. LeFei-san, you have a plan, right? I asked like this. Of course, the magician responded with a smile. And what would be the Fei plan? Rias asked. See, Rias-sama, my idea is to divide us, according to what I understand, that Issei is the leader, at least until we know who is behind it, said the blonde. It's Kakabial face said Issei. Kakabial, wow that will make it a little difficult, but well, the momentary leader is that Issei, so he will be inside the church, then there is Kalwerner and Middle, who will surely be watching the surroundings, while the previous one will be thinking about where Rainer could be, and how to get Asia back, and as for Fred, she must be watching his back. At the entrance to the church Lefei explained. How will we continue Lefei-senpai asked Kaneko. Well we will divide into two groups, the first made up of Kiba, Kaneko, Issei-sama, and I will go to attack the church, and Issei-sama will be in charge of the leader. The second group made up of Rias-sama, Akeno and Asia, they will go for the falls that they are around, when we are done we will meet with Issei-sama, do you agree? Lefei explained. Yes everyone said. Wow Fei-chan, I made a good choice by bringing you with me said the brunette, caressing his head, you're very intelligent. Thank you Issei-sama said the magician, happy for the chestnut tree's praise. Well, if we are ready, let's go said Rias can you take Fei with your magic circle? Yes everyone said. It's okay, Rias Butchu said the honey-eyed. Thus they all disappeared in a magic circle. Outside Kuo Church, we see two magic circles appear from which the Gremory group and Issei and Lefei emerge. Very well, as we planned, said Rias, going towards the forest together with Akeno and Asia. Yes said the rest, heading towards the church. But Rias forest. How boring said a blonde-haired girl with blue eyes because I have to be on the lookout when suddenly a magic circle appears from which Rias, Akeno and Asia come out. Wow, I'm known as the fallen angel Middle, said the blonde now known as Middle, coming down from the tree. Ara, what a delight said Akeno. It seems that my pawn has put you on alert, said Rias, maybe you are afraid of us. Not even at all, you brought Asia-chan here said the fall, and they won't be able to get to Denasiage. Ara, but the others took the opposite path, Akeno said with a smile. Are you serious? Middle asked excitedly. Of course yes, Akeno said, amused. Damn, I thought they would come around said the blonde well, give me Asia-chan and I won't do anything to you. Ara, you're funny, said the black-haired girl. We won't do it, said Rias. Well after all, thank you for coming here the fallen one said mockingly. You're wasting your time said Rias I'm not with him. What a decoy said Middle. With Issei. There are a lot of exorcists in there Kiba said hiding behind a tree. I'm happy that you accompanied me said the brunette. We are friends after all Kiba replied. Well Issei-sama, I think we have to face them head on, said Lefei. I agree Kaneko said going towards the door, the others followed her. What will you do Kaneko-san? Asked the magician. Just make our way through so that with a strong blow, he sends the doors of the church flying. Whoa, what an entrance, Issei said. And that you say it Issei-sama said Fei. Hey, what a nice meeting, said Fred, appearing in front of them. Fred, said Issei. I never thought there would be a living demon that could make me escape said Fred after all I'm crazy. I always thought that I would kill every demon the first time we met. You know I'm angry, very angry with you taking out his pistol and lightsaber. Then you want revenge, Issei said, wrapping himself in his dragon aura. I will finish you Fred said about to attack Issei, but he had to cut a desk with his sword which was thrown by Kaneko. Wow the little loli said Fred. Small? Kaneko asked, while watching how Fred dodged more objects thrown by her, then he had to cover himself with her sword, since he saw how Kiba attacked him with his own. Wow, you're good, said Fred, holding Kiba's sword. I say the same Kiba responded and then received a kick from the exorcist. Don't forget about me Issei said, appearing behind Fred, giving him a strong blow on the back, but it didn't end there, since the brunette intercepted the white-haired man's path, giving him a strong kick that sent him to the ceiling. Not satisfied, Issei appeared before from the impact and sent him to the ground with a strong kick to the head, all before the astonished Kiba and Kaneko, and a Lefei with shiny eyes from seeing Issei's way of fighting. Wow, you are powerful Issei-kun Kiba said surprised. Issei-senpai, he took all the fun Kaneko said looking at him seriously. Issei-sama, you are great Lefei said enthusiastically. Damn bastard, said Fred, going to attack the honey-eyed. Lefei said Issei. See-sama said Lefei to activate a magic circle from which 4 eye stakes came out, which were embedded in the exorcist's feet and shoulders, causing him to scream in pain and fall to the ground. You give up said the chestnut. Damn we will meet again said Fred to throw a light bomb and disappear. Wow, he escaped said Issei well let's go to the basement. You should have gone Issei-sama. Well we took care of Fred said Lefei, scolding Issei with a pout. Come on, it wasn't that bad, Issei said with a smile. Well no said the magician. With Rias. Anyway, if I destroy you, the master, the slave, will be someone else, right? Middle said calmly, and that makes me a happy girl. You're arrogant, said Kalwerner, appearing behind the Gremory girls. I have a pending account with your slave. Ara, it's good to have the whole family present, Akeno said with her hands under her chin. Where is Rainer? Asked Kalwerner. I don't know, I think my pawn paid her with the same currency as her said Rias with a smile. Damn ones, prepare to fall, Kalwerner said angrily. So stay back in case we need you, Rias ordered. Yes, but you, said the blonde. Akeno, Rias called his queen. With pleasure, but you, Akeno said with a smile, invoking her lightning bolt and changing into her priestess outfit. What? It's some fetish with Kozale, Middle said, pointing at Akeno with her finger, while the black-haired woman invoked magic circles, leaving no escape from the falls. How fierce, said the fallen blonde. The barrier, Kalawiner said on guard. They will not escape from this forest, Akeno said with a sadistic smile. Damn, that was your intention, Kalawiner said in the air. Yeah. We are here to clean the dirt, said Akeno. Thank you for the invitation. Shut your mouth, Middle said, taking flight. Disappear, said Rias with a confident smile. Just continue being falsely arrogant, Kalawiner said with grace. At that, Middle attacks Rias, but Akeno intercepts the attack with a magic circle. They are pretty good, said Middle. That's it, I've had enough, said Rias, emanating power of destruction, which began to destroy everything around her. Akeno. Yes, Akeno said, activating the attack in the magic circles, which the falls could barely dodge. It's the end of him, said Rias, throwing the power of destruction towards the two falls, which Middle was disintegrated by it, and Kalawiner was able to dodge it with difficulty, ending with his clothes destroyed. Middle, Kalawiner shouted, damn you, I will kill you. She attacked Rias without regard, who dodged a spear of light sent by Kalawiner and appearing in front of her, gave her a strong blow in the stomach, which had a slight touch of the power of the destruction, which entered the brunette's body, destroying it from the inside, causing Kalawiner to scream in pain and remain motionless on the ground. I told you, it's the end of him, said Rias, emanating a ball of destruction from her hand. Damn, Kalawiner said before disappearing. Well, we're done, let's go with Is, said Rias, heading towards her servants. Yes, but you, said the two girls. You are becoming strong, Rias. That sphere of destruction had a lot of concentrated power, thought Akeno. Wow, they weren't even useful for warming up, they were weak, or maybe I'm more powerful, thought Rias with a smile. But this basement, until they finally arrive. Tell me, did you come to bring the nun to me? Asked a black-haired man with a brown hat. An Issei said. Issei seriously, not at all, Blackbird, we came to kill you. Ahahaha, kill me, the fallen man laughed, but then he put on a serious face and said they will have to go through the priests first. With pleasure, Issei said to wrap his body in Tauki, pounced on the priests at great speed, sending them flying and attacking the fallen one, something that happened in a few moments, to the surprise of the fallen one who received a strong blow on the head. Cheek that sent him against the wall, and with respect to his companions, their eyes were wide open. Take care of the remaining priests, I will kill this little bird. Yes, said Kiba, Kaneko and Lefei, to take out their sword, put themselves on guard, and make a crystal spear respectively. Damn bastard, this is the second time you've called me a bird, said the black-haired man furiously. I'll kill you, making a big spear of light. Hahaha. What are you going to do if you receive it? You die, and if you dodge it, your friends die. After saying what he said, he threw the spear. Throws towards Issei. Arrogant, said Issei to wrap his right arm in Dragonicora and Tauki, making the ground creak and giving the spear of light a hard blow, destroying it, surprising everyone, even slightly Rias, who had just arrived from her fight with Akeno, and like that, and the others had already finished off the exorcists. What? It's not possible, Denesiegi said, scared. What are you? Who are you? Haha, you're already scared, Issei said, amused. I'm a dragon and the current Sekiryuite. Well, he took out his dragon wings. Balance breaker, Issei shouted. Welsh dragon balance breaker, booster gear, scale. Male Drake's voice could be heard from the armor. Issei took flight towards the fallen man, staying behind him, taking his wings and tearing them off. At this, the black-haired man screamed in pain, surprised because he didn't even see him move. Then the brunette grabbed him by his clothes and threw him into the air. Disappear, Issei said, carrying a dragon shot. Dragon shot, the brunette shouted, launching the attack that ended in an explosion of red energy, disintegrating the fallen man. When everything calmed down, the honey-eyed deactivated his armor and began walking towards his companions. Don't you think you exaggerated, said the Redeed with a smile. Come on, Rias, but you, it was fun, Issei said, turning his head to look at Akeno, which Rias realized. I see, you knew we were in this place, Rias thought, seeing how his Issei looked at his queen. Akeno said, blushing, imagining things that were not at all holy. Issei-sen is very strong, he said, praising Issei. It seems that the training has served. Sama said the magician with a smile. And that you say it, said Issei. I see, said the knight and the tower in unison. Well, time to go, said Rias to activate a magic circle and disappear with his group except Issei, who was going with his group with Lefei towards the occult club. The cult club. We see the Gremory group appear. We did a good job, Akeno said with a smile. Yes, Rias accompanied. And now that but you, Kaneko asked. Now, you can go rest. Tomorrow we will meet, said the Redeed with a smile, so you can stay with Kaneko tonight. Early tomorrow we will see where you want to stay. Yes, but you, everyone said to leave. Then there were Rias, Issei and Lefei. Well, Rias, I'll see you at home. I have to go to my room to leave, Rainer said the brunette, making a magic circle appear. It's okay, Issei, said Rias as the brunette disappeared. It seems like we have to go on foot, Faye said Rias. So it seems the magician answered and then left the club with the redeed. Hi to residence Issei's room. We see a magic circle appear from which the honey eye emerges. Issei-kun said Rainer watching how Issei appeared in the room. How did it go? Well, there's no one left alive, Issei said, sitting on the bed. Oh, well, I liked middle, who cares? Said the black-haired woman with her head down. What's the matter? Issei said, taking her by the chin and lifting her head. You feel like you've betrayed them, right? Yes, I feel rubbish, said the fallen one with teary eyes. I'm sorry Issei-kun. Don't worry, said Issei, hugging the black-haired girl. You didn't do anything wrong, just survive, and if it's any consolation, they died thinking that you were dead. Thank you Issei-kun, you make me feel at peace, Rainer said to strengthen the hug, being interrupted by the door, from which Rias entered. Well, I'm interrupting something, Rias said with a frown, to which the brunette and the black-haired woman separated. Not at all, Rias, I was just comforting her, Issei said as she watched her approach. And can you tell why the consoles? Rias asked, sitting on her lap and hugging him. As for Rainer, she saw this interaction with surprise and envy. Because she feels that she betrayed her race, said Issei. Are you jealous? HMP, don't think you're so important, you're just my pawn, said Rias while he looked at the fallen woman. Yes, whatever you say, Issei responded as she whispered something to the redeed's hatred, who blushed. What are you saying, Baka? Said the blue-eyed girl, hitting him on the head. He was sorry to interrupt her loving moment, said La Follin with annoyance, but that she would spend time with me. Alright, you're jealous, let him pay more attention to me, Rias said amused. Remember that you killed him. HMP, not at all, I'll give it to you, said the black-eyed girl, turning her head, blushing. Yes, whatever you say, said Rias with a triumphant smile. You will stay in the guest room that is next to the one Lafay uses, the brunette said simply. We the two said in unison. I can seriously stay here, Issei-kun, Rainer said with happiness which he hid. Remember that tomorrow Asia will come here after our morning training, the black-haired woman whispered in hatred. Rias doesn't care, so she can stay with Faye until Surzich is nice and remodels the house, the chestnut whispered to the honey-eyed. It's okay, I agree, although it is the first time you call my brother nice, and Rias whispered happily. Yes, Ray-chan, you will stay in the room next to Lafay's, said the brunette with a smile, which made La Follin blush and the redeed frown. By the way, Rias, is dinner ready yet? Asked the chestnut. Of course, in fact that's what I came to tell you about, Rias said to her pawn. Well Rainer, if you want to keep that appearance, put on clothes, or do you want to take on Yuma's appearance? Asked the chestnut. I will take the appearance of Yuma, Issei-kun, said the black-haired girl, taking the appearance of Yuma, but call me by my name please. It's okay, Rainer, Issei said. Let's go eat, said Rias. Then the three went down to eat, introducing them to their parents and Lafay to Rainer. Telling them that he will live in the house, to which the brunette's parents were happy because the family was growing and he knew that he already knew about the situation. He received her kindly. Dinner went normally, with Issei's parents asking Rainer a lot of questions and making small talk. By the way, Rainer, tomorrow you will go to school with us, we will buy a uniform on the way, and I will go to speak to the student council for registration, Rias said to the fallen. It's okay, Rias, said Rainer. Well, we better go to sleep, said Issei's mother. Yes, everyone said to retire to their rooms. By the way, Okasama, tomorrow I have another surprise for you, said Rias to her substitute mother. Which will be Rias-chan, answered the woman. You'll already know, for now we're leaving, said the redeed, going to the room with the brunette. Chapter 6. The Dragon of Chaos. Issei's room, we see the couple lying down as always, enjoying the moment. Hey buddy, I have to tell you something, said the dragon from the chestnut tree's left arm. What's wrong, Drag? Asked the honey-eyed. The booster gear has already restarted, you are now at 100% of your capabilities, mate. Perfect, this makes things easier, Issei said with a smile. What do you mean, Is? Asked the redeed, lying on the honey-eyed's chest. Rias, tomorrow we will go for the relatives, right? Asked the chestnut. Yes, because? Asked the doubtful redeed. Brag, what is my capacity right now? Issei asked his partner. Well, you can use balance breaker until you run out of energy, the Crimson Queen for a month straight, or until you run out of energy, and the Diabolic Dragon for 5 hours, the dragon responded. Well, and for how long can you leave the booster gear? The brunette asked again. For an hour and a half, why? Drag answered. Perfect, I know why, I'll go tomorrow, the brunette said. By which? The redeed asked, fearing the answer. For Tiamat, Issei said without much importance. Rias and Drag shouted in unison. Comrade, you are crazy, you know that Tiamat wants me dead, said the dragon with fear. Come on Drag, it will be fun to face Tiamat, Issei said to his partner. Confront us? Drag asked confused, until he realized what he meant. Do you want me to face her? You're not crazy, Drag shouted at Issei. If you fight with your maximum power you will attract attention, the redeed told him, so that at least he would desist from using that way. Not at all, Rias, don't worry, I will create a barrier with Drag's help, said the brunette to reassure the blue-eyed girl. Don't even think I'm going to help you, that's suicidal, mate, Drag said with indifference. Come on mate, for Tiamat to become my familiar you just have to hurt her, it will be fun, and with your help it will be easier, said the honey-eyed to the dragon, then we will take care of her problems. HMP, it's okay, but if something goes wrong it will be your responsibility, said the red dragon. I'm going to sleep, don't bother. Yes, Issei said to his partner and friend. Are you sure about this? Asked Rias worried. Don't worry, Rias, Issei said, giving her a kiss, which the Redeed gladly reciprocated. Let's go to sleep, yes, while he brought his body closer to the blue-eyed girl. It's okay, said Rias, and after a few minutes they both fell asleep. The next day, we see Rias waking up, then she gets up and goes to the bathroom. When she comes out she gets dressed and goes down to make breakfast. As it was early no one was awake. When they finish what they were going to have for breakfast with Issei, she puts the things on a tray and goes up to the room. When he gets to the room he sees that Issei is still asleep, so he continues to wake him up. A few seconds passed, and Issei began to open his eyes. Good morning, Issei said sleepily. Good morning, said Rias with a smile. Let's have breakfast while he put the tray between them. Well, you brought me breakfast in bed, Issei said with shiny eyes. That's my said Rias, giving the brunette a tender kiss. What would I do without you, my princess? Issei said happily. I don't know the truth, said Rias, puffing out her chest proudly. After the talk they settled down to have breakfast and talk about life. Well, let's go train, said Rias, standing up from the bed. What will we train? Issei asked. The same as last time, said Rias with an amused smile. Seriously, but we just ran and did push-ups, said the brunette, a little disappointed. Come on, it's morning training, said Rias. It's okay, Issei said, and then left the room with a Redeed and went to train. The training is the same as in the series, until they take Asia to Issei's house and present her to his parents, being the surprise that he promised them the day before. After that, Rias, Lefay, Rainer, Asia and Issei head to the academy, but not before buying Rainer's uniform. Guo Academy. Well, go to the club until classes start. I will go to the council to talk about Rainer's registration, Rias said to those who accompanied her. Yes, they said in unison. Rainer, how do you want me to register you? Like Amano Yuma or Amano Rainer, the Redeed asked. Amano Rainer is fine, said the black-haired woman. Very good, see you, said the blue-eyed girl to retire to the student council and the others to the club. Minutes later, a cult club. We see all the members who are not yet in class, Akeno, Issei, Asia, Lefay and Rainer, drinking tea made by the Violet Eye when they see the door open and Rias enter. Well, it's done, Rainer and Asia will be in Is and Faye's class, said Rias with a smile. Good, everyone said except Akeno. Well, now go to your classes, said Rias, so that everyone could then go out to their classes. Issei's classroom. Okay guys, pay attention to me, today we will have 2 new students, said the teacher. Oh yes, they will be 2 pretty girls, said the boys. Please come in, said the teacher, watching Rainer and Asia pass by. Buo, said the boys. Nice to meet you, my name is Asia Argento, I hope we get along well, and I currently reside in Haidu Issei-sen's house, said the blonde introducing herself. What everyone said looking at Issei. Nice to meet you, my name is Amano Rainer, I hope we get along well, and I currently reside in Haidu Issei-kun's house, said the fallen introducing herself. The everyone said again, looking at Issei with murderous looks, which Issei ignored. You can go sit down, said the teacher. Yes, they both said to go sit behind Issei and Lefay. After classes everyone headed to the club. The cult club. This is my familiar, said Rias, so that a bat appeared next to her, which transformed into a woman with black hair and a red dress, but you already knew him, Issei. Of course, said Issei. This is mine, Akeno said, making her familiar appear. So small, said Issei. This is Shiro, Kaneko said, having a white cat in her hands. And mine, Kiba said, to be interrupted. I don't need to know yours, Issei said indifferently. What a shame, Kiba said. It is one of the fundamentals of being a good demon. Your family member can bring you information or send messages, said Rias with crossed arms. But how exactly do we get a familiar? I ask like this. You see, the Redeed said, only to be interrupted by the opening of the door where Sona and her entourage entered. Excuse me, Sona said. Aicho, Issei murmured. Who is Issei-kun? Rainer asked. She is the president of the student council, Ray-chan, Issei said to the fallen, and she is also a demon. Asia. Ah, I see, they both said. What do you need? Rias said to her friend. I only come to introduce you to the new member of my entourage, he is Saji Jinshiro, she said, pointing to the aforementioned. He is my pawn. Well, this is Haidu Issei, my pawn, said the blue-eyed girl, and this is Asia Argento, my bishop, pointing to Asia. So you are also a pawn. We are similar, Issei said with a smile. To say that I am similar to someone who is part of the school's pervert trio, my pride has been hurt, Saji said mockingly. What do you mean? Issei asked, playing along. You may be a beginner, but they used 4 pieces on me, Saji said proudly. Ah, so you're just a party pooper, you're right, you don't compare to me, Issei said with a smile. What did you say? Saji said with annoyance. You see, Rias, but you used the 8 pawns on me, next to me you are a talker, little demon kun, the brunette responded with mockery toward Saji. What? Saji said surprised, do you want to fight, how dare you provoke me? I have no problem, Issei said, emanating a small part of his dragonic aura, but concentrated, so much so that it made the ground creak. Let's see which dragon is better, the Emperor Dragon or Vitra the evil dragon. At this everyone was surprised by how he acted as partner, and those who did not know him were stunned by the power shown, not to mention Saji, he was paralyzed. As for Rias, she only has her hand on her forehead. Enough is, said Rias, not even if you were a child, please. Ahaha, I'm sorry Rias, but I just wanted to scare him by releasing a small part of my power, said the brunette with his hand on his head, to which the retard sighed. Small part, thought the entire student council, surprised. Hey, what did you mean by Vitra? Saji asked, confused. Who is Vitra? That's right, Haidu-kun, would you like you to explain to us? Come on, it's serious, Issei said. You don't even know what sacred gear you have, please. No, I don't know, Saji said with annoyance. According to what Drake told me, you possess the Dragon of Darkness, Vitra said. Issei. Ah, I see, Saji and Sona said in unison. By the way, Rias, who are they? Sona asked. Oh, they are, I have Pendragon, a friend, and a Mono Rainer, both servants of Issei, said Rias simply, leaving the entire student council in shock. How do you have servants? If you are a low-class demon, Sona asked while the entire student council was paying attention to what the brunette was going to answer. You see, as a Sekiruite, I can do a ritual similar to that of the evil pieces, only without pieces. It is a master-slave pact, only instead of the evil piece being introduced into your body, as in the case of demons, in my case, being a dragon, my red dragon mark only appears on the right arm of the person with whom I make the pact. Ah, I see, interesting, said Sona. Nice to meet you, said Saji, coming out of shock. By the way, Rias, when are we going to go get the relatives? Issei asked, who without realizing it left everyone in shock because of how he called the retard by his name, but they didn't give it any importance. We will go in a while, said Rias. Wait, are they going to go get relatives? Sona asked. We also want to go today, and we can only go once a month. This has to be resolved somehow. How about a competition? Said Rias with a smile. Are you referring to a rating game? Sona asked. They don't let us do that at all, I mean a sports competition, explained Rias. I accept, Sona said determinedly. The competitions are the same as in canon, with the Gremory group winning the dodgeball game, earning the right to go after the familiars. Later a cult club. We have defeated the student council, so it's time to go for the familiars, said Rias to make a magic circle appear, teleporting to the forest of the familiars. Forest of the familiars. From a magic circle, we see the Gremory group appear. It should be said that Lefay and Rainer are also with them, since they made a pact with Rias, so they can use the Gremory clan circle. We're here, Issei said with a smile. And this place? Asia and Lefay asked in unison. This place is the forest of relatives. That's right, my friend, said a man appearing in front of them on a tree branch. Who are you? Rainer asked with doubt. I am Zotoji, the guide of the familiars, the guide said to the boys. What kind of familiar do you want? One that is fast, strong, poisonous. Well, I leave you in good hands, Issei said to start walking, moving away from the group. Where are you going? Isama, I asked Lefay. I'm going to go after my family member, so I'm going to ask you to move away, said the brunette seriously. Why, Issei-kun? Rainer asked. Do you already know which family member you want and where the child is? Asked Zatoji. That's right, and as I said, if they don't want to get hurt, you'd better guide them in another direction, said the brunette seriously. Don't die if you do, the retard said worriedly, leaving everyone surprised and worried. Don't worry, I'll be back, said Issei, going to look for Tiamat. Hey Miss Gremory, which family member was the boy referring to? The guide asked the retard. Of course, he has unfinished business with the Karma Chaos Dragon Tiamat, said Rias worriedly. Tiamat, everyone said surprised. Hey, Miss Gremory, is that boy the Sekiruite? Zatoji asked, coming out of shock. That's right, that's why I said they have unfinished business. Issei considers it time to face his problems as the bearer of the Red Emperor Dragon, said the retard. But we have to go help him, said Kiba, for which the others nodded, but Lefay intervened. Although it would be useless, Isama is stubborn when he makes a decision, and he won't let us help him, the magician said to the blonde. But Issei-kun can handle her, right? Rainer asked worried. He is not weak, and if he dies we will realize it because your mark will disappear, Rias responded to the fallen, although it is somewhat unlikely that Is will die. Ara, how strong is Is-kun? Butchu? Akeno asked. Strong enough to have a fight with the Chaos Dragon, said Rias, surprising everyone. Well, we'll go get your little relative, the guide said to Asia. It's okay, Asia responded. With Issei. Are you ready, partner? Issei asked the dragon. Sure mate, let's do it, said the dragon, so that later he would raise a barrier with enough space for a fight between dragons. Ready mate, the barrier is ready, said the dragon. Good, Issei said, approaching the cave and landing at the entrance. Get out of there, Tiamat. Who dares to bother me, said the dragon from inside the cave. Wait for this smell, It's from Drake, damn dragon. I will kill you. Issei saw how the blue hand of the dragon was going straight to attack him, so he jumped towards back, avoiding the dragon. Don't rush, I'm not Drake, said the brunette. Please come out and let's talk, I have important things to tell you. You are not Drake, and then who are you? The dragon asked with annoyance, coming out of the cave showing a large blue dragon. Tell me, who the hell are you? And why do you dare bother me? Tell me before I eat you, brat. I am Haidu Issei, current Security. Issei was going to continue speaking but was interrupted. And you tell me that you are not Drake, you damn brat, Tiamat said to attack the brunette, an attack which he dodged by turning to the right. Wait, I'm not Drake, just his carrier, I'm not to blame for what he did to you, Issei said seriously. Well, you're right about that, said the dragon. What do you want, boy? I'll give you a minute before I kill you. I want to make a deal with you, said the honey-eyed. A deal? The dragon asked with doubt. That's right, I want us to fight with everything. If I manage to hurt you, you will become my familiar, and I will intercede between you and Drake to fix things, and if I don't succeed you can kill me. Ahaha, fight. Okay, said Tiamat, showing her teeth indicating a smile. I'll transform quickly because I already want to kill you. Good, said the chestnut tree to begin to recite the song. I, the crimson red dragon that lives within me, awaken from your dominion. The crimson celestial dragon that I possess within me, arise to become a king. The black god of infinity. The glorious red god of dreams. Watch over the forbidden existence that we will become that transcends limits. We will dance like a glow inside hell. At the end of the chant, Issei was surrounded by a black armor with the infinity symbol on his chest and arms. Diabolos dragon balance breaker, Drake's voice shouted from the armor. Well, Tiamat, I'm ready, Issei said with a smile behind the mask. Wow, you are surprising, boy. Look at using the power of the dragon of infinity. Interesting, said Tiamat, surprised. Well, now the dragon tried to hit Issei, but Issei managed to dodge it with a jump. This will be interesting, said the brunette. Issei took flight to attack the dragon head-on. The brunette threw a blow which Tiamat blocked and gave the honey-eyed a strong blow in his chest, sending him flying, crashing into several trees. That's all? Asked the dragon. That blow hurt me, said the brunette, standing up. Now it's my turn, so that at full speed, he appears in front of a surprised Tiamat, due to the speed at which he reduced his distance, receiving a direct blow to the chin, retreating a few meters, so that then the chestnut tree kicked the dragon in the chest, which fell to the ground. Well, that's all? Asked the chestnut tree, playing along with the dragon. Yes, you are interesting, Haidu Issei, said Tiamat, already standing up. This fight will be exciting. Tiamat launched herself towards the honey-eyed, who did not hesitate to respond, starting a clash of fists, which were blocked by both. Each kick was blocked by her opponent, until Tiamat found an opening, kneeing him hard in the back. The brunette's stomach, taking all the air out of him, and then kicking him hard in the back of the head, sending him to the ground. Issei reacted immediately, going towards the dragon at full speed, giving her a strong blow in the stomach. Not content with that, he took out his thrusters and took flight forward, burying his fist even more in her stomach, dragging her back, while the dragon hit her. A cry of pain. Then at full speed, he took flight upwards, giving her a hard blow to the jaw, raising her a few centimeters. Not content with that, he positioned himself above the dragon, throwing a long Ina smasher at her, but Tiamat was able to react in time by responding with an attack from the same power, generating an explosion, sending both of them flying. Wow, if your technique had hit me, I would be serious, said Tiamat with a smile, recovering a little badly hurt. Well, do you want to continue or we'll leave it here? I think I've met your expectations, said the brunette, getting up in the same way as Tiamat. What do you think if we finish this wonderful fight with a maximum attack, said the dragon with a smile for the formidable opponent who is facing her. Sounds good to me, said Issei as he loads his cannons to fire an infinity blaster and watches as Tiamat creates a blue ball of power. Here goes infinity blaster ball of chaos, said the two dragons in unison, launching their techniques, which collided, generating a clash of energy from which neither could overcome the other. A few minutes passed until both used their power to the maximum, causing the energy shock to explode, sending them flying in different directions, very injured. Issei was lying on the ground, with parts of his armor broken and very tired. He slowly stands up and looks towards where Tiamat fell, seeing the body of the dragon on the ground while a white light illuminates her. The brunette decides to go to where she is. When she arrives, she sees how that light ends up illuminating her body and observes a pretty girl of about 20 years old, with light blue hair, dark blue eyes and a cold atmosphere that radiates her beauty. She possesses an extremely powerful dragon aura within her body. She is also wearing a navy blue skirt and her entire body is drenched with a deep blue color. Which was Tiamat. Upon seeing her, Issei went to help her, which she accepts, helping her to stand up. Good fight, Haidu Issei, Tiamat said with a smile. Thank you, said the brunette. I have wanted to have a fight like this in a long time. It was fun. You're right, it was a good fight, Tiamat said calmly. By the way, we have to make the pact. Huh? Pact? Issei asked confused. Do you mean to be my familiar? That's right, said the dragon with a smile. And how would we do it? Asked the honey-eyed. Like this, said the light-haired girl, to grab Issei and put him between her breasts. I, Tiamat, agree to be your family member, said the blue-eyed girl. After releasing Issei, you can call me whenever you want, Tiamat said to the brunette. Will you stay here? The brunette asked. We still have to fix things with Drake. I don't know, said Tiamat with a mischievous smile, although if you take me with you, I'll be paid. At what was said, Issei blushed a little. Well then, Issei couldn't finish since the blue-haired girl interrupted him. Of course, I will also return here sometime, said the dragon. Well, as he told you, I have no problem, but later on, right? Asked the chestnut. Right, I won't leave here right away, maybe you can call me, said the light-haired girl, to which Issei nodded his head. Well, now break the barrier and let's go join your companions, Tiamat said with a mischievous smile. Well, said the brunette, breaking the barrier. Thank you for not summoning me in the fight, partner, I owe you one, Drake said to Issei from his mental connection. You're welcome, partner. Minutes before with the others, we see how she gets Issei, then they start looking for Issei throughout the forest, worried about what could have happened to the brunette when suddenly they hear, "Hey, where are you going? Have you already found your family member?" Issei calls his companions, who turn around and the girls, seeing him, rush towards him, except Kaneko. "Is Issei-kun Isama Issei-san," they all said, hugging him, worried. "You worried us," said Rias, hugging him. "Issei-kun, who is she?" asked Rainer. "This is Tiamat," said Issei, looking at the blue-haired girl. "Tiamat," everyone said, stepping back a little, except Rias. "I'm proud of you," said Rias, still clinging to him without wanting to let go. "Proud?" everyone asked and Issei continued to answer them. "Yes, this is Tiamat, my familiar," said Issei with a smile. "Oui," everyone said. "Well, with Issei here it's time to go. By the way, Asia got Issei?" Issei asked, whispering in the Retide's ear. "That's Is," the Retide responded in the same way. "Issei himself?" the brunette asked again. "Yes, Is," the blue eye responded. "Well, I'll stay away, it brings back bad memories," Issei said, making the Retide laugh lightly. Ara, you can tell how much the couple is murmuring," Akeno said mockingly. You're welcome," said Ria slightly blushing. "Nothing important," Issei said with his hand on the back of his head. "Wow, this demon has Issei's mark, interesting. Not only that, but his body quickly gets used to the dragon power of the mark, could he have been releasing power unconsciously?" The dragon thought, looking at the Retide, who was next to Issei. "It's more of a calculation that her body is 25% dragon, 75% demon. You are also very interesting, Ria's Gremory." "Okay, let's go," said Ria's to make the Gremory circle appear. "See you, Tiamat, then I'll take charge of our fight," the brunette said, winking at her, disappearing from the place, leaving the dragon blushing. "I hope that's the case," Issei thought, the blue-haired girl, still a little blushing, and then returned to her cave. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.